to do general lesson, like replay analysis, stuff like that?
Yeah. Well, I think okay. I started playing. I think fairly early. It's even before TI. I mean,
Mhm.
I played back when it was still Dota 1.
Okay.
That's when my roommate first started. You know, telling me to play this game, and then that's when it started. But I haven't been really doing that well since because Dota died a couple years ago. I mean, like well, I don't know, like 7 8 years ago, and then
Yeah.
everybody's playing Han, and for a bit, and then when Dota 2 came back, I just started playing that. So
Okay.
it's been a while.
Okay. So wait, you've been playing Dota 2 since it came out?
No, I think 2007, 2008, 2007 ish. I think.
Okay. What about Dota 2?
Yeah. I mean, I subscribed for the beta as soon as it came out.
Oh,
So
okay, okay.
it's been a while.
Yeah, sure. Can you link me to your Dota buff page so I can just take a look?
Okay, give me a sec.
Yep. Okay, I'll open this up. Okay,
Please
I'm
ignore
sharing
the
screen.
profile picture.
No, it's okay. No worries. No judgments here. Well, maybe a little, but I won't say it on camera. Okay. So you play a lot of Nature's Prophet, a lot of PL, a lot of Tide. Okay.
Well,
What you
I
used to
mean,
anyway.
it was how many? 2 TIs ago. Back then, when PL. Oh
Okay.
no. When Nature's Prophet is pretty good. I think before everything changed.
Okay.
Now I don't play him that much. So
Sure.
it was back then.
So you have been playing like since Dota 2 came out, basically.
Yes.
And you have 2,000 games played.
Yeah.
Okay, this is like a red flag to me. Do you get to play often? Like
I mean, is it too much or too less?
uh, I would say too little. Like obviously, if you have real life issues or like you're a very busy person, then you can't play it that often.
Yeah, I don't play it. I mean, no, yeah, I mean, not too much.
Okay.
Sometimes I don't play, like, not every day.
Hmm. Okay. So that's big.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Obviously, like if you have a lot of work or family issues or whatever, like
Mm-hmm.
you can't really control that. But like definitely when I see like you don't play like every day or like
Uh-huh.
multiple times per week,
Uh-huh.
that's a big red flag to me. Because like if you think about it, if you
Yeah.
ever try to practice a skill like
Uh-huh.
I don't know, basketball or soccer, any kind of sport or
Uh-huh.
math, like the best way to do it is to work at it every day and just
Uh-huh.
like slowly accumulate. Um, you basically like your muscle memory is not going to develop as well as another person who is playing the same amount of games but every day, like spread out.
Mm-hmm.
So like here you have a Monday afternoon or Monday where you played 11 games, but then like that was just before an entire week where you didn't play
Mm-hmm.
or like 6 days anyway. No, so
Yeah,
it was
there was
okay.
like back like a month ago. There was like 2 3 weeks I didn't play at all
Hmm.
because it was kind of busy and
Okay.
stuff.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah. I understand what you're saying.
okay. So that's big to me. If you find days that you can't play,
Mm-hmm.
um, I think it would be worth it just like jumping into a custom game if you can find like 5 minutes literally
Mm-hmm.
and just last hitting. Like I highly recommend this one.
Oh, you mean
Um,
like a lobby?
oh yeah, you can do a lobby or you can do this challenge that I'm sharing on my screen right now. Um,
Uh,
it's in Skype.
okay. That's it. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So this is just like really efficient. You just pick your hero, and then you pick your timer,
Mm-hmm.
and you've lasted for 5 10 minutes. Then you can pick another hero, or you can just leave, and that's fine. Um,
Oh, okay.
but I recommend doing this if you can't play. I recommend doing it anyway. Like it can benefit literally every player that plays
Mm-hmm.
Dota. But especially if you're somebody who is really busy and can only find like a little bit of time, like
I see. Mm-hmm.
I definitely recommend doing this, especially on your off days.
Mm-hmm.
This, I mean, it's not going to be like, okay, you do this once and then you have instant results. Like, whoa, I'm a
I
5K
know,
player
right?
now. But
Yeah.
it will definitely like help on days where you just or
Mm-hmm.
on these sprees when you can't play at all. Um,
Oh, okay. You can see all these.
yeah,
Okay.
no, I'm looking. So yeah, this is like this is concerning, but like that will help
Yeah.
you like quite a bit, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So other than that, I mean everything looked okay. Um, you have a lot of deaths, which is concerning. Obviously it's bad to die, but um,
Yeah.
generally what it's hard to like infer what's going on here without looking. Um,
Yeah. If you want, we can, take a look.
yeah, sure. Do you have a game in mind?
Did you see all the way down here?
Mhm.
The lion that's captain's mode that we
Oh, the
that we
captain's mode.
lost.
Okay.
I mean, we can talk about that later. If you want to look at something else first, and then because that one, I kind of want to ask you, about
Mhm.
the CM mode as well as like a team playish thing. But
Okay.
maybe we can talk about how me individually,
Yeah.
if you, I mean, is there any games that you want to look at? You can just, I mean,
I mean this one looks fine. CM is like a little weird because like it's a completely different game. Like all the heroes are the same and the map is the same, but
mhm,
it like the difference between pubs and CM is like completely different. It's literally a different game.
yeah.
Um, so it is different, but it's not a bad thing to learn from.
Mhm.
We could look at this. Like there are already some things that I see right now, so it's up to you really. Like whichever one you want to learn from.
Oh, I don't know. It's up to you.
Okay, well, I'll just pick this one then.
Well, we can look at the Vengeful Spirit if you want, because that one
Okay,
is my solo ranked, and we
sure,
still lost. But anyways,
sure, we can do that. So this is
but kind
Venge.
of, I mean, I'm gonna log into Dota, right? Should I or no?
Well, I can just share my screen and like
Oh,
you
okay,
can see.
cool.
So that's much easier.
Okay.
Okay.
The thing is,
So
I actually just logged in.
no, it's okay.
The thing is, I kind of a little would don't want to play my solo rank anymore because, I mean, I'm not really trying to blame other people, but
Hmm.
I was like, I mean, it's kind of weird. People just don't realize things going on and they just died. I mean, our carry just kept on dying, like
Hmm.
kept on getting ganked, even though I warded or whatever. Um, they just died when there's like two of like I don't know, just people TP, three people TP into the dire I mean, was it the right side?
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah. So
TP right in front of him. He's not leaving. So
okay.
I
Like
mean,
I get what you're saying. This
so
is like
I don't know if.
no. First things first is in order to get better, you need to play solo ranked.
Mhm,
It's just it's
mhm,
the best way by far.
mhm,
Like RTZ and all of the other pro players didn't
mhm.
get good by playing pubs or not playing at all.
Yeah. Mhm,
And like they were all at periods in their Dota careers, whether it was like way back in Dota 1, where their
mhm,
teammates were bad too,
mhm,
and they focused on themselves and they improved that way.
mhm,
Even if you're a support, it doesn't matter. Like you can
mhm.
carry the game on your own, especially at this MMR. Like
Okay.
that's really important that you understand that.
Yeah,
Like
sure. So, do you want to take a look and see what
yeah,
problems
sure,
that I have that I could improve?
sure. So the biggest thing is like yes, this Sven is probably really stupid. He's probably horrible. He has no awareness. Like that's all true. That never changes. Like
Hmm.
it just it like changes slightly, but
Hmm.
it will never like be any different based on your perception. So
Hmm.
like if you hit 4K, you're gonna
Hmm.
have 4K teammates who you're saying the exact same things about. Like this guy has no awareness. He doesn't know what he's doing. He can't last it. Like
Hmm.
obviously it'll be slightly toned down, but
Okay, I see.
it's always going to be the same thing. Like I have 6K teammates. I even have some 7K teammates sometimes that I get in my games that are just like, what is this guy doing? Does he even play Dota? Is this his first game? Like, like you understand how ridiculous that is,
Yeah.
but it's true. It's totally true. Um, yeah. So
So yeah, actually, the reason I pick VS is
mhm,
kind of because the other guy, our the Sven guy, kind of great picked Sven. So
mhm.
I think VS is pretty good combo in the lane because if you do it right, you can kill people easy, kind of in the lane.
Yeah, most often. I mean, that's fairly true. I mean, having stuns in lane is really good, so it's fine. Um, yeah, I think VS is an okay pick here. I don't really focus on picks too much, honestly.
Mhm.
In pubs, you can play whatever you want if you're good enough.
Yeah, that's true.
Like
That's kind of my way of saying that. People always say, you have this, what's it called? you have this heroes that this combo sucks and they like their
Mm.
combos own you or whatever. But I'm saying like it doesn't really matter. As far if you're good, it doesn't matter what combos the other team have. You can always win.
Yeah, it's true.
So
Like even if you're playing against like 6K players or whatever, like
mhm,
if none of you guys are doing anything correctly, like what right do you have to blame the draft?
mhm.
Like it's like a football team, you know, drafting I don't know, a rookie or something, and like he turns out to be really bad, but like they don't even know how to run basic plays. Like they don't know the basics of football.
Oh,
So what?
I'm telling him to stop so I can give him a word.
That's okay.
But
It's okay.
and I place it onto the ground because he didn't want to stop.
Okay. So right away you already make a mistake. This is big. Like the initial wars really matter.
30 seconds to battle.
Okay. So you place it. Wait, was that intentional? Like did you misclick?
No, I'm trying to give it to him.
Oh, okay. So that's fine. Okay. So let's talk about starting items. I didn't even see who bought what. All right, so you're pretty much solo
Oh,
support.
that's kind of the problem is I don't really look at other people's item like it's not
Mm,
like I didn't really get used to doing this. I mean,
hmm
I know I should. It's just
Okay, yeah. So
and sometimes I can't really tell what that means. Like you say, if you want to click on the pudge,
yep.
he buy like a sentry and observer, and then so it's not really a good mid. I mean the items, right? To get this.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty bad. I would never buy this if I was mid. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. I hope he's your second support, in which case it's
30
okay.
seconds.
But yeah, but either way, the not clicking on people thing, like that is a fundamental skill. It's information gathering. Like that is something that applies to every second of every game. So you telling me that you're not good at that, or like
Mhm.
you know that you're not good at it, but you don't do it anyway, or like you forget
So
to.
like so whenever I see one of my teammates or them, I should just trying to click on them and see what they have, or
Yeah, whenever you see anything, like
Mhm.
anything that has an inventory or a mana pool or anything, you should just like try to get it in your head to just click on them. Like, see, like when I do this around the map, like this is subconscious basically. Like I'm doing it now to like demonstrate, but like if I'm watching a replay, I'll just do this subconsciously and look. And this is a habit that I built.
that's kind of the thing. It kind of when I first look at like what you did, like it's kind of the thing when I look at your YouTube videos,
Yeah,
it kind of gets me dizzy a little bit.
yeah.
Because I'm not really used to doing it.
No, I definitely understand. And if you watch players like Eternal Envy or RTZ do it,
I know.
like it's the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Like they're probably more efficient or whatever, but like yeah, no, I definitely understand. But it is something that you should try to implement into your gameplay because it's so important, right? Like just by clicking on these heroes, okay, you tell OD is going mid. He has 2 branches, no regen right now. He didn't get pulled anything. He's probably gonna buy a salve at level 1. He's not gonna have his bottle until like 2 minutes 30 seconds. I just got all that information like really quick just by looking at him. And if you look at Naga, like okay, she has about 200 gold left. Obviously I can tell based on this, but yeah, she has regen and she also has very high armor, very low base damage, high HP.
But
Like you get all this information.
can you tell what position Naga want to play, a carry or support? I mean, according to this kind of item that he have.
I'd say it's more likely that she's a core role, but I mean, step shield on Naga support is also like fairly common. So I think this is just one of those cases where it's a little bit more ambiguous. It's harder to tell.
Mm.
But yeah, I mean, if she had a quelling blade, for example, she would be a core. But yeah,
Usually when I play Naga, I get clarity because I think she's pretty like the mana cost of her skills is pretty
yeah, she's mana intensive. Yeah, so yeah, I mean that's true. Like she probably should have a clarity, but either way, I think you understand my point. Is that you can just extract so much information from this, and it doesn't cost you anything, right? It's not like you have to, cash in tokens or like pay money to do this. So it's really important, I think, especially if you're a support player. Like that's even more important. But yeah, okay. So other than that, starting items look fine. Ideally, you have sentry wards against bounty. Like that's pretty important, I think.
I think that's kind of why Pudge bought the sentry because I think the bounty hunter's probably gonna get mid. So
Right.
I'm trying to save him, but he's still okay. He didn't die, and then
Yeah.
he back and killed me.
Okay. So this is big, right? Like it doesn't matter that you were trying to save him because you end up dying. It like the intent is nice and everything, but feelings don't do anything in Dota. Like he was gonna get out here, and you could kind of like tell. As long as he runs away, he's gonna get out for sure. Like you already know that Bounty has Invis at level 1 because he's Bounty. He's always gonna get it. You know Silencer has Glaives. You know this guy has Arcane Orb, and you don't know what Naga has yet. But either way, she's not in range for a net. So this guy is 100% getting out in this situation if he just keeps running. So you don't have to like. At this point, basically, like he's already gone. So like, let's look at this. So he stuns. Okay, stuns. He's gone. He lives. Like from here on, the situation is decided. So long as he keeps running. So you don't have to save him here. Like he's totally fine.
I see.
So this is a big mistake on your part. You know, it's easy for me to say this because you know, like you die and everything, and you get first blood. Obviously, that's bad. But the mistake, like the real mistake, rather than dying, is that you didn't identify that this guy was going to live, and you didn't.
Okay. Yeah. Like after you said it, I kind of realized the same thing happened to me when I was playing my friend. Like, I can't really tell when people's gonna die or live. So when I played Dazzle, and then when multiple cores near the cores at our team were being attacked, I don't know which one I should shallow grade because I don't know which one will die faster. Like
Okay,
the
yeah.
situation. That's kind of the problems that I know that I have. So.
Yeah, and maybe I'm reaching here a little bit, but this could all go back to your lack of the fundamental skill of information gathering. Like if you can't gather information properly, you can't make decisions based on what's going on. Like if you can't see that this guy has used his only ability at level 1, like he skilled this up, he can't have anything else, and you can't like Silencer does the same, and Bounty has the same. Like you can't infer that Sven is going to live here because they only have right clicks to do anything here. They have no CC, so he's gone. So that makes sense if you have issues in fights with Dazzle or whatever where you can't tell what's going on. If you are looking at a team fight that's happening in the jungle here and you're tunnel visioning on your teammate that's sitting right here, and then there's a whole whole team fight going on in this entire area, like how are you possibly going to be able to know when this guy is gonna die? Like you can look at his health bar and maybe you have insane reaction time or something, but Dota is not about having insane reaction time. It's about like looking at situations and trying to react properly to those, and like using the information. It's actually not that fast of a game. Some situations are, obviously like much faster than others. Like if an Earthshaker blinks on top of you and echo slams you, that's like instant, literally. Well, almost instant anyway. But so the difference between that and like almost every other play in Dota is very, very huge. So information gathering is definitely something you should work on. Just from watching this, like I can already tell that. Okay, so you end up giving first blood. I mean, obviously it's bad, but it's not the end of the world. It is rough because Naga and Bounty is actually quite a strong lane. Never mind that they have a Silencer. He has no regen, which is weird. But yeah, so you're gonna have issues in this lane for sure. Like I would be very surprised if you did not. Even though you can get kills on probably the Silencer here, you're still gonna have issues. Okay. So another thing I support that you're doing wrong here is you TP to lane, which is totally fine. But when you're a support, unless you are directly attacking people or like you're going for a kill, you shouldn't show on lane like this. Because look at it from their perspective. Like, okay, so this is Naga's player perspective. And her camera control is really good, actually. But, okay. So she sees Venge on the map right now. Like, she sees you right here. This is going to sound really stupid, but because you're right here, you can't possibly be anywhere else. You can only be in this little position here. So she knows if she stands far enough away, she won't get stunned no matter what. Whereas, imagine if you were standing out here, and just behind these trees, you could be right here. Like, let's look at Nanga's vision. I hope they don't have a ward, so this is clear. Oh yeah, so hold on, I'll change fog. Okay.
Oh, their ward is only for blocking, so it doesn't really give much vision.
But ignore this though. Ignore this. Like, as long as they don't have this here, it's fine. So if you walk in here, you could be basically anywhere. Like, you could be anywhere in here, and she has no idea. Like, she can infer that you're probably somewhere around lane, because that's what supports do, but she has no, like, evidence to support this. So at any point, you could come out of this tree line, as long as you don't walk across this path, and, just stun her. So she has to be afraid. So when you show up in lane like this, you're removing that fear. Like, she doesn't have to be afraid of you. And if you do get a stun and a kill, like, that's kind of her bad, rather than, you playing well. Does that make sense?
I'm kind of afraid that they could kill Sven pretty easy, so that's why I kind of want to, pressure them a little bit, I guess. That's...
Okay, so that's valid, but they can't kill Sven. With Bounty, they could probably get close with Net and Riptide, I guess. I'm not totally sold on that, but they probably could kill him with Bounty. But that would be solved with Sentry Wards. But either way, I still think, like... It's hard for me to say this, right? Because, like, maybe in some games you could save your carry by doing this. But, like, these two heroes alone are not going to kill Sven at all. Like, they just don't have the damage to. Unless Sven seriously messes up, which is very possible, right? Like, that's not super unlikely. Okay, you guys got to kill her. But, yeah, unless these two heroes can kill him, you don't have any business being here. And, like, this is a play that could happen if, for example, like, we're in an alternate universe where you were playing in Fog and pulling and stuff. And you're able to deward this camp. Or you could just pull here. But either way, like, if the lane was farther back because you're pulling and doing your job as a support, like, these guys would be farther up. You know, the lane would be positioned here. You could just run around and do the same thing that you just did to Naga here, and go for the kill. So does that answer your question? Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so this is a good play. Like, Naga messes up pretty hard. She just, like, tries to trade too much. She's in a creep wave. You guys stun. This is a great play. Okay, looks like Sven dies. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, I think he should go back after, but he kind of stayed a little bit
Yeah.
longer.
No, that was a mistake on his part, for sure. He had no business being here. So, I mean,
Like,
there's...
I think he's trying to, kill Silencer by it, but the thing is I don't have mana, so...
Yeah, there's nothing you can do there. There's nothing to worry about. No worries there. Okay, so at this point, since there's nobody in lane, like, since nobody is farming this, you should just be last sitting here. Like, what's stopping you from doing this? Like, you could very easily get these. Like, you have to be careful once Naga comes in, but you should just be up here getting CS. Also, you're standing really far back. Okay, you get XP on that one. So as long as you're in EXP range, it's okay, but yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I don't want to get killed.
Yeah, no, that's totally fine. Because they can kill you, right?
So maybe I should just go a little bit further up? Slightly, I guess?
No, as long as you're in EXP range, it's okay. I would argue that you should be on the side, so like in these trees, or, you know, in here. So that it's the same logic that applies. Like, and also think about it from the mid's perspective, right? If he sees Venge constantly on a map like this, he knows that he's not being ganked, right? Like, by anyone. Or if there's another roaming hero, then he could get ganked by that hero. But, you know, he knows that you're not going to be there no matter what. So, like, when you show on the map like this as a support, you make it easy for the other players to play Dota. Like, it's much easier than it would be. Even if you just, like, adjusted slightly and just sat here instead. Like, and maybe these guys aren't even thinking about that. Maybe they're not looking at the map. But you should always work under the assumption that they are.
The reason I kind of wanted to stay, because that's kind of the reason that because nobody is really taking the lane, but I still don't want the experience to go to waste. That's why I kind of want to have the experience.
Yeah, that's fine. XP range is really long though. It's 1,300 units, so you could very easily sit in these trees, or up here and get EXP. Like it's in a big circle. Like it's about this far, I'd say, like about here. Okay. So yeah. All right. So this staying off the map thing is really big, and also you should prioritize pulling a lot more than you are right now. Basically, like your job as a support is to number one, zone the offlaner. Number two, pull or like control the creep equilibrium. You know, if it gets out of hand or whatever. Like in this case, I would consider it out of hand because it's really close to the enemy tower. And three, I guess to make sure your carry doesn't die, but I think that's more of his responsibility in most cases. But that's like, a side job kind of thing. So if you can zone the offlaner, then that's great. You should do that. If you cannot, then you absolutely need to go pull and like try to deny them XP that way. Obviously if this is blocked, it's kind of hard, but you can always pull this camp. You can always deward this. There are a lot of options. Okay. So definitely like, rather than laning like this, you should focus more on winning the lane through either zoning, killing them, or through pulse, and just denying them EXP this way. Because this is like, unless they contest a pull, this is guaranteed XP that you're going to get denied. And it's also guaranteed EXP for you, because you're going to be killing neutrals as well. So that's, a healthy way to think about it, I think. Okay. Okay. Let's look. Okay, so Sven is not a very good player. That's pretty apparent. Not much you can do about it. Okay, so this kind of sucks. In situations like this, I almost want to say like you should just leave lane and go somewhere else and try to get a kill. Like top is doing fairly well. He's getting kills often, so it might be worth it investing some time into like pressuring Spectre or ganking mid or something like that. If you identify that Sven is not doing well on a support or on carry and you're a support, then it's okay to just leave. As long as it's not like you're a dazzle or something and you have some ganking potential. Then you can go gank or do something else or stack or just do anything. If you're sitting here on lane, like just helping this guy farm basically, you're not affecting the game as positively as you could be. So like maybe this doesn't mean you just deserve to lose, but you don't deserve to win. Okay. Okay, so you end up leaving. This is fine. Good, good. Yeah, even smoked up. Okay. So the thought was good, I think. You smoke before you get to mid, so like even if they have wards, they won't see you. Then you run up. You want to be really careful of like the positioning that you're in, though. Like your smoke is going to break if he walks up, so you need to stand back here a little bit more. Like the break radius is just about that right here.
Because I kind of know that Pudge is up there, so I want him to clear the creeps and then stun them. But then I can't really help anyone because I think my HP is kind of low.
Yeah, and also what happens if this guy just runs away? Like, because he sees you. Like, he made the mistake of turning here when the mid player was missing. So this is like a very low chance play, or low percentage play, rather. So it only worked because this guy turned for no reason. Like, if a Vengeful Spirit just pops up in your lane and, like, you can't instantly kill her, you just run. Like, you got to assume that there's somebody else there. There's no way that you're just, like, doing this on your own, right? Like, there has to be something else going on. So yeah, it ends up working out, but this probably shouldn't have. Whereas, like, if you had just waited a little bit, like, let's go back.
So I should probably stay where that ward is, and then kind of a little bit and wait for him to.
Well, you should stay farther back because, like, if you walk to the ward, then the smoke is going to break based on his positioning. So you're better off staying like around here, like in river, or you could even stay up on this cliff, and that's okay as well. Yeah. But basically, like, you just want to stay close enough to where you can engage, if you move slightly, but far enough away so that you won't break your smoke. Does that make sense? Okay. So yeah, this ends up working out, and that's good. But actually, does he even die? Yeah, he does. Okay. Okay, so just barely. But yeah. So that was a play that probably shouldn't have worked, but it did. It was a good idea, though. Like, the concept was good. Like, ganking mid with a smoke and Pudge and Venge is a good idea. He dies in, like, most cases there, as long as you execute properly. Okay, so should you just go back to base here?
Let me close my door. Let me
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I'm back.
All right. So.
Yeah, and then like, the thing is, I kind of don't really know what I should be doing around mid game as a support. Like, it doesn't matter what kind of game it is, either CM or pub.
Right. So what do you do?
I see. Well, yeah.
Yeah, it's a hard question for me to answer. In most cases, there's some kind of like objective list that you can go for. Like, okay, so objectives. If you can get objectives or help your team get objectives, and you want to do that. If you can't do that, then you want to see if you can help your team get kills or get kills on your own. And if you can't do any of that, then actually let's do this. Okay, so objectives, vision, so like warding, dewarding, like just the vision game in general. Like, you focus on this. So if you can't get objectives, then you try to go for vision. If you can't get vision safely, like let's say there's a storm spirit on the enemy team or a bounty hunter or something like that, then you try to see if you can go for kills with your team, preferably. And if you can't go for kills and you can't do anything, then just go farm. Go do neutral camp. It's totally worth your time. There are some points where you're playing like defensive supports or whatever, and you're also playing against a ganking hero like Clockwork or Storm, like I said. and you just kind of have to sit behind your carry. Like Sven's going to be
The
farming a
thing is,
lane.
for VS, can I really farm jungle?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, I mean,
Dire's top tower is under
and the
I
other
mean-
thing, sometimes I hesitate on farming as a jungle because I don't want something to happen that I need to TP, but I don't have HP or mana.
Well, yeah,
So,
you definitely have to be careful, right? Like
yeah,
you
so I
can't just
don't
exhaust
really
all your
know,
mana.
like like sometimes when I say when I farm that and I realize that I should probably actually TP. I mean, like you
Mhm.
know, and help. And then sometimes when I was trying to help and I TP, then there's nobody there. So I think that's still the problem of me that having how to process the information
Right.
on the map that I don't really know what's going on. So
Yeah, it's hard to decide when to TP and like when to use all your mana if you don't know, what's going on, like you said. My advice specifically for the jungle farming thing is as long as you have enough mana for your spells and a TP scroll, so like you can use one stun for farming or whatever. Actually, no, you couldn't. You could use like one wave of terror for farming or something like that, and then you could still have enough for TP and swap and stun when you go in. So that's like an okay rule. You'll obviously like be able to use much more as your mana pool increases, or if you get arcane boots or whatever. But yeah, that's like a general rule that applies to like pretty much every hero, any spellcaster anyway. So like every support. Okay, so that's a small thing. And in terms of the HP thing, you just have to kite the creeps better. Like unless it's in a troll camp, like you're not going to take much damage on this as long as you kite. So you just hit it, then run back, and then hit it as it's running back. You know how to kite, so
yeah.
okay.
So the other thing is about the magic stick. Some people usually don't get the like that. Sometimes get they just got the 200 gold one.
Right.
So when do I like know which one I should get, or should I upgrade or not?
Okay, so the upgraded magic stick or the magic wand is very slot efficient. That's why it's good. Like 255 HP is a lot, and that's also a lot of mana. So that's when you generally get it. It's as a support, like your slots are very valuable, right? Because you have so many things to carry. Like let's just look at the item list. Like okay, so you have boots, TP scroll, wards, sentries, smoke, detection. Yeah, you have all this stuff to carry, and then like on top of any other items that you might have. So like Urn of Shadows, Force Staff. Like you just carry so many small items that you want to have this slot mean a lot. Like every slot really matters. Like you only have so many to work with, so it needs to be good. Like boots are obviously high priority because you run faster. Wards obviously very important. TP obviously very important. I would argue that wand is important as well. And to answer your question like directly though, it's tough to say when it's good. Generally, like as a support, it's never bad to upgrade the wand. Like it's never going to hurt you. There are some heroes that don't need to upgrade it because they need to go for something else. Like, let's say there's a clockwork on the enemy team and you need a force staff to save your teammates. Not necessarily on bench, but just on any support. So in that case, it would be okay to just get a stick and then go for staff because you need it right away. Otherwise, your team is going to die a lot. So it really just depends on like what your priorities are in that game. It's a hard question to answer other than that. But it's almost never bad to buy Magic Wand, so don't worry about that. That's like the least of your concerns. If you buy this every game, like nobody is ever going to say that this is like bad or game losing or like you deserve to lose or whatever. If they do, they're idiots. So that's all it is. Okay, so let's look at this.
When you say objectives, do you mean it's like to gank somewhere, right? Is it what the?
Oh no. Okay,
What do you
so
mean the objective means?
like towers, Roshan. I would argue that huge stacks as well are objectives.
Okay.
So like things that are just in the game, regardless of what heroes are there. Like these towers are always here. These are what win you the game. Like the ancient is a great objective as well. Like this is the most important thing to do in Dota is to kill the enemy team's ancient, right? Like so this is an objective. Like these are the most important things always.
So if possible, I should trying to push towers, and then if we can't, and then I'll try to see if we can kill anybody.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then if not, then probably go warding, and then visions, and then farming, right? It's kind of the priority.
Yeah, that's kind of the idea, but like that's a very simplified version. Like you have to understand. Sometimes like you need to get kills in order to go for an objective. So like you need to kill this, for example, Naga Siren before you go for bottom tower. So it changes, and also like maybe you need to ward behind the tower before you go for the objective because they have an Earthshaker support and he has a Blink Dagger or something. So like these things are obviously like they're intertwined, and it's not something that's just set. But in general, if you can prioritize going for objectives, do that, and do whatever it takes to get this objective. Like, don't just like die and throw yourself at it, but you know,
I know.
but yeah, but like ward behind the tower beforehand, or like tell your team to group or something like that. That's something like that's tough as a support because like it's not as cut and dry as just like get really strong and then hit towers. You have to like do the prep work. You have to gank people. You have to gather your team up. You have to ward behind towers and stuff. You have to deward, like all these kind of things. So it's very like abstract. Okay. So I hope that that answers your question. All right. So let's look at what happened up here. Alright, so you end up TPing top after this. Spectre gets very low. I believe you guys die. Okay.
And then
So-
Silencer TP. So I just whatever. I just leave. 'Cause-
Yeah. So this is tough, right? Because like you guys could kill if they had mana, but your heroes don't have mana. I guess Earth Spirit could have silenced actually. I think the only thing you could have done here was just ping the Spectre. That way Earth Spirit would know that he needs to run in and cast a spell. He doesn't end up doing that.
that.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I did. Yeah, that's my pin.
Was it before?
Yeah.
Like right now? Okay, yeah, you pinged. Okay, yep. You're 100% right. Okay, that's all you could do. I'd say like if you are paying attention to where your teammates are, you would know that they can't follow up possibly.
Yeah.
So then you shouldn't waste your mana at that point. And also you revealed yourself here, so like these two down here know that they're safe from anything that's going on, or they know that they can TP and try to kill you or something. But yeah, so it's important to pay attention to where your teammates are. Like it's not a huge mistake, but it definitely does matter. Okay, so silencer TPs, that's fine. Bounty. Oh, you do die. Okay. Okay.
Oh no. I died from a silencer. Right?
You died from silencer and bounty. So okay, that makes sense. All right. So yeah, I guess it was actually a bigger deal than I thought it would be. You end up dying because you showed, and you know bounty can obviously kill you with silencer. So okay, so that's fairly bad, but all right.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Okay, so you go back top.
Well, since I saw like everybody's there, like yeah, like there's nobody bot, nobody mid, so then I think they start fighting. Cause okay, I think one of the other thing is I didn't really click into them because I just look at the mini map, and I saw there's like at least 3 of them, the opposing team.
Right.
So I just walked up.
Yeah, and that's not bad, but like it's not bad to go in this case because it's gonna work out, I think. But you never want to just go somewhere because somebody else is. Like always use your head. Like if I go up here, what am I gonna do? Like am I going to stun somebody and kill them, or am I going to stun somebody and then they don't die anyway because we don't have a damage? And am I just gonna die up here? It's important to know like what your purpose is up here. So you end up getting the kill on bounty. I think you die here.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's dead. Okay.
Because after the the ult, I mean, I don't have many mana. Even if I try to use the magic one. So
Yeah, no, you were dead as soon as you decided to fight here. That's basically it. You might have been able to get out if you just stunned bounty and then ran up into the right.
yeah,
So,
okay, yeah, because the reason kind of after that I know bounty's dead, so I want to see if we can take down OD because
Yeah. So rather than seeing if you could take down OD, you should know that you can't. It's much easier said than done. But in this case, like this hero is just extremely strong, and you guys are an Earthshaker that's almost out of mana, and like he's a Fissure Max, so he can't cast any spells. And you're Avenge, who is rapidly running out of mana.
But he can still. He actually tried to stun.
Yeah, no, he tried to. But even if he gets a stun, like, are you guys just gonna kill him? Like, where's the damage coming from? Like, just because you stun doesn't mean you guys kill him. It's just like it delays your death, if anything. Which, like, that's, you know, okay, but you're still gonna die, like, no matter what you do here. As soon as you start fighting anyway. So yeah, he does try to stun, but like, even if he gets stunned right here, like, okay, so he doesn't get these 2 hits off. He starts hitting you now. Okay, boom, you're dead. Okay, 2 more hits, Earthshaker's dead. Like, it's very... I don't know, the stun doesn't matter at all. Like, the real issue is, like, you came up here and you killed the bounty, which is good. But, rather than doing this, I think it would have been a better investment of your time to just, to, like, run mid and have a TP for top. It's tough to say in this situation, but, yeah, I think that would be the better option. It's just buy a TP before this, and then run mid and get some EXP. This is something that a lot of people are afraid to do on supports. Like, they always just, like, run to their teammates or whatever. But, it's really important that you get EXP on your own. That's part of your job, right? Like, is to make sure your hero gets levels and, you know, the farm that you need.
Yeah, you know, when I was watching, you know, TI and stuff, like, people always say, good supports, they can always find their farm. That's kind of the thing that I don't know. Like, they kind of say a player is really good. You know, even professionals, they can, you know, like, compared to other professionals, they can find farm better compared to the others. So that's kind of, you know, I was wondering how, what does it mean to, you know, like, how to find farm, like, you know, not taking up the lane, and, you know, like, so the reason I didn't go to mid, because, you know, mid, there's like nobody there,
right?
But still want to see if we can actually kill somebody, because Sven's there and Pudge is there. I think it didn't happen.
Yeah. So real quick before we forget, I want to talk about the question you just asked. So finding farm on support is basically like, it's tough, right? Because you can't just sit in lane and last it in most cases. It's different in competitive play, but we're not talking about competitive play. It's totally different. In competitive play, like, you know, your team will give you a lane to farm, and like you'll be there for a set amount of time just to get your item or whatever. In most cases anyway. But in pubs, like, you're on your own. Like, you get it from pulling, or like in situations like this where there's nobody there, or you just, like, you kill people a lot and you get gold that way. That also counts as farm. But
yeah, true. Like, even when I was playing with my team doing CM, like, when I play Lion, they'll, and when they see I'm not 6, I'm like 5.5 or whatever, they'll say go somewhere and get 6, and then we start ganking.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, you know, yeah, that's true. Like, so yeah, that's the situation with the team, I guess.
No. Well, it is, like, it helps for sure. Like, especially on a hero like Lion that's so item and level dependent. But finding farm is your responsibility, and you can do it even if your team are like very selfish.
Okay.
Like, it's through pulling, and like there are going to be situations where your mid hero goes to gank. Like, that just happens in Dota. Or like maybe he goes to do a jungle stack or something, and you can farm mid during that time. Like, the best supports in the world are the ones that never miss opportunities like this, and they also don't miss out on fights, obviously. But
then,
yeah.
like, I kind of want to, you know, I kind of realized that they want to fight, you know, because Pudge and Sven is getting ready.
Right.
It kind of can see. So, like, should I still go mid under this?
Well, this case is different. Like, this is extremely different because you have a haste. I'd say, like, this was a good play, but your pathing was wrong. You should have ran through lane rather than, like, you should wait for the creep wave to pass and then run through lane. It doesn't matter that the tower's going to see you because, like, you're hasted. Like, it would only matter if you were running very slowly, because then they could just run out through the jungle. But in this case, if you just run through here, like, they have no escape path. They have to juke you or they die. Guaranteed. Like, there's nothing they can do. So your mistake here was...
well, because I see they're going that way, you know, because they go down and then they're going to the jungle. So that's why I pinned over there, because I think that's where they're gonna be.
Okay.
That's why I
Okay, so that's not, like, the worst logic. But you should still go, like, through the lane, because that, like, you should go through the lane, because then, like, they have the option to just run back, like, to their tower in this case. But if you're here, they don't have that option. Also, I'm not sure if you pinged, but it's really important that you let your team know what's going on here.
Oh, I did.
Okay, yeah. So that is definitely important. Yeah. So this only happens if, like, Sven and Pudge are in on the gank. So
I think maybe I think the creep way is not that good either. That's why they didn't really go there.
Yeah. And also, like, think about this like from a psychological perspective. Like, if you're Sven here, and you see Venge coming this way, like through the lane, what is this telegraphing to you? Like, to me, this doesn't really like scream ganking. Like, whereas if you run behind them, like, this is like, holy crap, this guy is literally gonna kill. Like, he wants to kill somebody. Like, that's what's going on. So there's also that aspect to it. I don't think you have to worry about that so much. But I do think that affects this kind of thing. Or maybe he's just like not looking at all, and he has no idea that you're even here until he gets on your screen. But yeah. Okay. So I do think this is a good gank, but it was like something that required some kind of team play. But yeah, I think it was a good thing to go for sure. Here you should go buy a TP though, for sure. You just need to have one.
I kind of sometimes I forget.
Okay, yeah, you do. That's good.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes I forget.
It's okay. It's human. You just want to make sure you do it as often as you can. Okay, so you get globaled. Yeah, so your camera control here is very bad. Even though Sven is like basically dead no matter what you do, you should still look and just see what abilities they use. That way you can infer like, whether or not they can go on you. So like, let's look. Okay, so last word is used.
I'm kind of afraid that like that's I think the habits when I was playing Dota 1. I mean, I didn't really like nobody really tell me because I kind of died because I lost track of where my hero is when I'm not looking at my own hero. So I kind of have a habit now that I always have my hero somewhere in my screen.
Okay, yeah, don't do that.
Corner, I know.
Yeah.
Okay, so I should probably.
Yeah, like you should. This is another fundamental skill is like spatial awareness and positioning. And it ties into this because like, okay, so I understand what you mean for sure. Like I do this sometimes as well, like very rarely nowadays. But when I was first playing League of Legends, for example, like I had a hard time, like looking around. Like I would just, my camera would always be centered on my hero. And that's bad, right? Like you're not gathering information this way. Imagine if you're a soccer player and you can't look at other players. You're only looking at the ball. Like you're never going to be good if you do that. So what I recommend is like, I actually did this like drill with someone where it's you go into a custom game and you play Visage, and you try to last hit in 2 lanes at once. And this will increase your presence of mind. So you use the birds to last hit in 1 lane, and then your hero in another lane, and it's gonna be horrible. It's gonna be so embarrassing. You're gonna suck at it. I sucked at it so badly when I first did it, but this will it's like a good presence of mind exercise because if you're like constantly keeping track of where your hero is in 1 lane and also your birds in another, I can't talk, in another lane, like it's kind of like the same thing because you have to gather information, and it's not as complex by any means. It's just like creep HP values and like positioning of 2 units, but it's still good practice I think for this. Okay, so that's something you could also do on your off days rather than going for last hit practice or whatever. That's a good idea. But what were you going to ask before?
Oh, I forgot.
Oh, okay. Let's move on. Actually, I think we've covered this game enough. Do you want to jump to a different one and just talk about it a little bit?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So to recap for that game, it was really just like support laning basics. Like if you can't get a kill, then you should go pull. If you can't pull for whatever reason, you should try to deward or just leave the lane and try to go gank. You never want to be in a situation where you're just like helping your carry last hit. Unless you're a hero like Dazzle or something, in which case, you kind of just gotta stay there and make sure you buy TP. If you're playing Dazzle, but yeah. Okay, so
do you want to look at the CM mode one?
Sure.
I think I have a. It doesn't. Let me see.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, well, sure. Yeah, this one.
Okay. Well, you guys did Kunkka, Disruptor Line supports. Okay, yeah, this is fine. So let's look at this.
Well, this is not. I mean, I don't consider this a good example because Disruptor DC'd for like 4 minutes and then the other team doesn't want to pause.
Okay.
So I mean, still, I don't think that's too much of a deal because
Yeah, it would be a big deal at the highest level of play, but
a little bit, but yeah, not the. I mean, and then I don't want to talk about anything that we want because I don't think there's as much problems as a game that we lost.
That's not necessarily true, honestly.
Alright, yeah,
But yeah, I definitely understand what you mean. We can watch this one. It'll be okay. Probably not gonna go over the draft too much. I think this should just be individual stuff.
So I just think OD is kind of strong now. That's why I banned.
Okay. No, that's fine. If you wanted to have a conversation about drafting, we could be here for hours, days, weeks. But yeah, so it depends. If you want to talk about the draft, then we can. But
yeah, maybe next time. Like
okay,
next
sure,
section or
sure. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, is Conker really a good mid?
No, I don't think so. I think he's a support or an offlane hero. I just don't think the hero, like, he doesn't do enough damage early on or early enough to warrant picking him as a core hero. Yeah, I think he's a support really, and you just use X and Torrent to set up kills. Okay.
I think well, that one is one of his comfort hero. That's why if we ran out of like options, then he probably just picked that one.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. What do you know what MMR this guy is, or like around what?
5,000.
Oh, he's 5K.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah, just pick him whatever he wants then. That's totally fine.
And then the Slark is about 47.
Okay. Sure.
Disruptor is 40.
Oh wow, so you're...
is 47. Yeah, I'm the only one that.
Okay.
Like,
that's hard.
I'm the weakest link.
Okay. No, that's certainly hard. Okay. Man.
So.
All right. So yeah. Starting items look okay. My issue with this that you just did here, like the lane ward is good. That's a really good thing, especially against Darkseer because you need to keep track of him. But when you just ward like this, like any good player, like let's look at their vision here. So this is Radiant Vision. Yeah, they can see you. They see everything up to here. So like if you ran this way, they would see you. So they see that the ward just disappears in your inventory. Like any good player or any like even remotely decent player will click on you, check you to see your inventory, and then see that a ward disappears. Like where did it go? I wonder if they placed a lane ward. Like it's very obvious in this case. So this is something you definitely cannot do in competitive play. Is whenever you go to place a ward, you always want to make sure that you're hidden from sight, or like if the only way they can see you should be like a ward of their own. In which case you should, yeah, he even types in chat, nice word, bro. Like okay.
Oh, I thought I placed the observer. Is this a bug? On the minimap it shows.
Well,
whatever.
Yeah, it was an observer ward because like it says sentry ward, which is weird, but it looks like an observer, and you also don't have an observer in your inventory anymore. So yeah. Okay.
So okay, like I'm still. Oh, I think we killed.
Yeah, you end up killing him, but this is more of like a mistake on his part, right? Like he shouldn't be up this far. Okay, so like he gets caught by Disruptor here. So that's actually a good play by Disruptor, but yeah.
So maybe I should, you know, if I'm doing, I should probably do the same thing that the Observer do, right? I mean, no, the Disruptor do, right?
Yeah.
Just go around the jungle and through there.
Yeah, right. This is very standard. Like this is, I can tell that this guy is higher MMR because he does this. Like it's a very simple movement, but it's something that's very common. So like imagine if you were right here with him, you know, you'd be hitting him this whole time. Then you could stun him. Then you could be hitting him this whole time with him.
So maybe a lot easier, like not really going to the tower like this.
Yeah, and then like Sark wouldn't have to go as far. He can get the CS. Like the wave doesn't push in as far. Like it doesn't end up being that bad, but like it still matters quite a lot, right? Because this is a lot of region that Sark has to use now.
And then he took like 3 tower hits, I guess.
Right. Yeah. Also, don't worry about this chat thing. This is so stupid.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't care.
Okay.
I didn't really pay attention to that.
Yeah.
Because
okay.
you know, I think it's good. You know, because if I do took first blood, I'll just get courier and then get more wards or whatever. So
yeah,
I don't think that's a bad thing. Anyway.
Yeah, it's totally fine. It really doesn't matter at all. Okay. Yeah. So. Like you said, doing the movement that this Disruptor did would have been really good, because then you would be here at the same time. And also, being in lane like this is pretty bad. You know, for the reasons we talked about earlier. So
maybe, I mean, okay, so I shouldn't really help. I mean, I was kind of the way I was thinking is I want to help him deny a couple things, I guess.
No, it's not your job.
Okay.
It's not bad thinking, and at least you have a purpose for that. But like this guy is a 4700 player. He does not need you to help deny. Like this is like everything involving creep hitting, like anything involving hitting creeps is all like the carrier's job. You can control the equilibrium by pulling, but just let him hit the creeps, even including denying. You don't need to help him at all, and you're actually like hurting him in a sense by being here because you're taking his EXP as well. Yeah, that's really important as a support. If you just stick to pulling and making sure you don't single pull and like mess up the equilibrium and you stay off the map, this guy's gonna love you. Like he's gonna notice. Like I'd be really shocked if he didn't.
You mean double pull is I pull that creep at 50 second first and to make it double, and then I pull it again at 15. Is that
so I think I said single pull. So the single pull is when you just leave the camp as it is, and then you pull, and then that makes it push. So you don't want to do that in most cases.
So back then there is another way. Back then when they changed the Radiant jungle to that, there's another way of double pull is eat through the trees here, right? And then eat it through, and then you can pull it up. That's considered double pull as well, right?
Yeah, that's a double pull basically. That's like I think the terminology is pull through, because you like physically pull it through. You can also do it here, obviously. I think this one is called a connect rather.
And then,
but yeah,
I shouldn't really do this, right? Because this is kind of like a single pull.
Yeah, this is bad. Because let's like just look at what's gonna happen to the creep wave here. So okay, it's actually a little different because they have a dark seer, but it's still gonna push very slightly, I think. Okay, so even though like your creeps just got like mauled by the ion shell, this creep is still gonna get through, and that means that the creep wave is gonna meet slightly farther out, and it's gonna meet right here, and this stalls the creep wave for a little bit. Now imagine if they didn't have a dark seer and this wasn't being ion shelled, you would still have 3 creeps alive, and all the creeps would be here, and then you would also have these creeps. Right? Yeah. And you would also have these 4 creeps, so that would naturally push to the offlaner's tower, and that's bad. So you want to avoid situations like that. Always either go for the stack pull, like you said, so you stack this once and then pull, or you connect. The connect is usually better, but stacking is totally fine if you're uncomfortable.
Is it difficult to connect with this?
It's relatively difficult, but once you get the timing down, it becomes easy. It's just like it's the same every time, so. Yeah, it becomes much easier with practice, just because it's the same every time. It's not different in between games. But yeah, stacking and pulling is totally fine. Like if you were to stack this on the next minute and then pull it, that would be totally fine as well. Okay, so you guys end up getting a kill here. This is good. See, like you guys made this nice movement here, where you're together. You're both using the CC time. Okay, so the stun here was like a little bit bad. And this is probably the blessing in this game that we'll cover, but
is it too?
It's too early.
Late?
No, too early. Yeah, because like kinetic field is still up right now. So even if he was to hug this wall, you're like.
Oh, I see. So just wait for him to. So literally, I can actually wait for the kinetic field to disappear, and then wait for like another second, maybe, and then stun him, right?
Yeah. Well, you want to like stun him basically like as soon as the kinetic field's over, pretty much. But like if your team is in attack range, then there's no reason to stun because they're able to attack. Yeah, basically just like try to extend the duration that you can auto attack people. But yeah, you can wait for the kinetic fields. And if he has a way to jump out, like a blink or something, then you need to stun right away. But in this case, like he has no way to get out as soon as he's trapped in here, so you can just wait. Like wait for Sark to run up, just keep hitting him the whole time. You run up yourself, and then stun him afterward. You guys still get the kill, but I think you understand what I mean. Okay. So, yeah, I think we should start to wrap things up. Do you have any, like, final questions you want to talk about before we go into recap?
Oh, I mean, yeah, we haven't really got real time to go through this. Maybe next time.
Okay.
I think we kind of covered everything through from early game to mid game-ish, right?
Right.
So far. Okay. I think I'll try to work on those for now and see how it go.
Okay.
And then, like, now I shouldn't just be there. I should probably just go with him or something like that.
Yeah, or you could go like stack, or just like try to go gank. Even you could even just sit right here, and it's totally fine. Like because these creeps can see you, you're in the wrong place. But if you go and just sit here, you're in the right place. Like you shouldn't even be right here just because you're leeching XP. But it's not. It's much better than being here. Like just a slight change in standing in fog would be better. Okay, so yeah, definitely focus on the early game stuff because you're always going to have games where you play the early game out. Like whereas like if you focus on late game stuff, you know, some games don't even go to late game. You just lose before then, or you win before then. So definitely focus on that was nice done, but definitely focus on like laning stuff first, and just take it like, you know, one step at a time. Okay, so I think that's about it. Definitely focus on that, and I recommend like if you don't have time to play during the day, see if you can find like literally just 5 minutes and do the visage thing or do the last hit practice, and
So
like
the
that will
last
make
hit
a
I
big
can pick
difference.
whatever hero, right?
Yeah. I would. It makes more sense to pick like a support that you're gonna play, just because like, you know, you'll be last sitting with those if you do play. But you can pick anything, and it doesn't matter. It will help.
My other like 5k here you know, friend is telling me go take CM Crystal Maiden and last hit because
Yeah, that's fine too.
her projectile is really long and it's really slow.
Yeah, and she does like 38 damage.
Yeah, that's the reason, you know, like he said, it's really it kind of help you, you know,
Yeah.
with the with CM.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
Last hit or something like that.
That's why people would, like, try it with Shadow Fiend. You know, he's the same thing. Well, okay. Yeah, I hope this was helpful, dude. I think we covered some good stuff.
Sure.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, so is it